Hello everyone. So in today's video, we are talking about a bunch of new makeup. I'm going to be putting on a lot of new makeup on my face. Starting with the new Fenty Luminous Foundation, the Soft Lit Foundation. So I actually picked up the shade 120. These are first impressions, but they're kind of like second impressions, I'll say that, because I have tested a lot of this makeup at least once before. These are all new releases, so I wanted to put them all on my face with you guys today. Now, I'm actually prepping my brush with the product. That is a technique that I learned from Katie Jane Hughes, and I've been doing it recently, and I kind of like it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going in with my 101 brush from BK. I will say, I actually do have a little bit of product in my brows already, which is this brow stain product from Wonder Skin. It's their like brow blade stain, I believe. It's in the shade brunette, and essentially you paint it on kind of like a henna almost, or a brow stain, and then you wipe it off. Except this is more of like, I don't know, I kept it on for maybe 2 minutes. I'll throw up a quick demo that I did. And honestly, I'm looking at my brows and I feel like I see a difference, but you guys let me know because you'll see the before and after too. And that's after only a couple minutes. So I do wonder what it would look like if I kept it on for like 5 minutes and then took it off. But I do think it's nice for like a no makeup day, or like even beach makeup, for example, that you don't want to see a lot of visible product on the skin. Zoom you guys in a little bit closer. So yeah, this is what we're working with. This is one sheer layer of the Fenty Soft Lit on this side of my face, and then nothing on this side. It looks much better than it did the other day when I tried it. I gotta be honest, it looked really not good the first time I tried it. So I am using a different technique to apply. I'm using less product, very like sheerly blended onto the skin. And I did have like some drier skin on my chin when I was using it, and it looked really not great. But I'm gonna see how this wears, and I'll let you guys know in the comments. I do think it's better. Like, I am enjoying it more than the hydrating foundation that Fenty released. Maybe not as much, like not enjoying it quite as much as their Skin Tint Stick, which is my favorite Fenty complexion product. I will say, like, I am not mad at it necessarily. Kind of area of hyperpigmentation and dryness on like my chin, all of this area. That is my big problem spot. And I do test foundations, especially in those areas, because that's where my skin is most problematic. So I'm always looking out for those spots to give you guys an idea of like how it might wear on skin that isn't perfect. I mean, what skin really is. I'm so excited for the bronzer step because we have Say as well as the Makeup by Mario bronzer to try. But first, I do want to put on a little bit of concealer, and this is a new launch from Salt New York. It is their concealer item. You can see it's like a cream concealer. I actually have been really liking this, like all over the face as like a skin tint kind of item, especially on the days when I don't want to wear a lot of makeup. But I am gonna put some under my eyes today because this is a new launch. It kind of reminds me of the Tarte CC Corrector. Like that kind of texture. Obviously, the shade range is much better than that. And this isn't necessarily like meant to color correct. I do really like it though. You can see it's more of like a luminous kind of finish. I do like a little bit more coverage under my eyes, so I might layer a little bit of another concealer on top. But yeah, like all over the face. It's really nice because I don't know if you guys have this experience, like sometimes I add a concealer on the face and then it looks very visibly like I have concealer on this spot but not concealer on the rest of the face. This does not give me that look. And part of that is the shade match, but also part of that is like the actual formula and the way it sits on the skin. So by the way, crap, what shade is this? I'll leave my shade down below for you guys. And I'm gonna take a little bit and actually conceal this blemish. Really good for dry acne marks, if you struggle with drier acne. Now we're gonna roll with this amount of coverage. I might add more later, but we're gonna roll with this for now. So I thought on one side of my face, I would use the Makeup by Mario. I did try this for the first time yesterday, but I've already been using and testing the Say Do bronzers for a while now. So I think it'll just be nice to be able to see them both on my face and compare them. But let me give you guys some swatches. So first shade is Salt from Say. This is I really, really enjoy this shade. Way more neutral. And I also have the shade Sand, which has more pink to it. But honestly, I really like both. You can see the Salt New York swatch as well of that shade. It's right there. And then here is the Makeup by Mario shade, the Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum in Light. I love that you have both a pump and you have the wand. I think that is really great. Makes it so much easier as a multifunctional product. I think that packaging, I think that this is definitely innovation. And then that is the shade Light from Makeup by Mario, which is a really, really nice shade. And honestly, there is also a shade Fair that I swatched as well, and that's even lighter. So if you have difficulty finding a bronzer that isn't so stark on you, that is also a really good option. I do want to try out this pump. I don't like the pump. Yeah, the pump works really well. I'll say that. I don't know like where it's coming from though. I think it must be coming from like in here, which maybe there's like a hole right there. Maybe that is it. It's really interesting. My upper lip is itchy. That's not a good sign. You guys, as I'm putting on the Makeup by Mario bronzer, I'll explain this. I am gonna go in with this prepped into my brush and then apply it on. So this might take some building up though, because this is definitely more of a sheer product. But you guys, so I actually talked to you guys, I guess like a couple weeks ago now, about shaving the face. So like for me specifically my mustache, I don't really mind like my peach fuzz. I got so many comments giving me tips, and like I'm definitely not alone. It was really, really sweet. Like I truly do appreciate it. So what I did today is I went in with my typical electronic razor this morning and I doused it in hypochlorous acid, doused my face before, during, and after in hypochlorous acid. And we're just gonna have to see if I break out or not. And I'm gonna update you guys because that was the main like feedback I got was take advantage of a hypochlorous acid. And so that is what I did today. And you guys can see here, this is like more of a sheer product, which is why I actually went with the shade Light. And I was almost tempted to go with the shade Medium, but ultimately I really enjoyed this tone. It does not look like bronzer on my skin. It's very fluid, and honestly, if this is going to be used all over the face, like as a true serum product, mixed in, or again, like more of like mixed into moisturizer, all of that kind of thing, this is what you want. I haven't tested it that way yet. Such a pretty finish, and I prefer this to the Makeup by Mario Bronzing Balm that he came out with. I think that this sits on the skin so beautifully. It's really, really pretty. Okay, but now I do want to go ahead and use the shade Salt from Say, and I've just really, really been enjoying it. It's so pretty. It's this shade, the one that is a little bit more neutral. I'm going to use a new brush just so we're not like mixing the colors. Yeah, I'm going to use the BK A101. It's basically like, this is the 101, this is the A101. It's just like shorter, like a travel size version. Beautiful. This is also like another 101. You guys can you tell I like the 101 from BK? I'll leave a link down below to it. They might even still be running a sale, this is like one of the best brushes on the market, in my opinion. So you can see immediately there's way more pigment to this product. You don't need as much as the serum from Makeup by Mario. That little bit is covering my entire face. This is also gonna last longer because there's just more pigment. That's just how it like usually goes. The tone is excellent. So, so good. That's the Makeup by Mario. And then that is the Say. Both are very, very pretty. I'm just gonna kind of blend in the top of here a little bit. Before we get into blush, which I'm really excited about this blush, it's from Armani. It's the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint, which I love the Luminous Silk concealer. I love Luminous Silk, the foundation. And I think there's actually a Luminous Silk powder bronzer that is coming out that I actually might pick up. Let me know down below though if you guys actually want to see that. The Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. So I actually picked this up yesterday. I swatched it out on my hand, like literally walking back out to the car with my boyfriend. And then we were either leaving dinner or like about to walk into dinner. And I still had the swatch like there. And he's like, that swatch is still there. And I'm like, yeah, it definitely is. So there's a good chance that this is gonna last pretty long. And I got the shade 41, which is a red. And I'm honestly making this red blush video so much harder on myself than it needs to be because there's just so many new red blush launches like coming out as I'm doing the video. So it almost like makes it more difficult to come out with the video because I keep adding on blushes. But this is the last one. Like, no more red blushes. I'm putting out the video. You guys can see that it'll be the next video that I post. This will be like the last one that I test. So this is like the smallest amount because this is freaking pigmented. And I'm actually gonna use my foundation brush. Like this has a little bit of foundation still on it. And I'm gonna load this again. I'm like loading it onto the brush. Or I guess Katie, what does she say? She says it's like prepping the brush maybe. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And now I'm adding it to the cheeks. This is just like, it's so pretty for the summer, these colors. And listen, this way of applying product, we use so little, washed out over the cheeks so much easier than it would have had I applied this this way, swiped it all over the cheeks. Like that just looks so pretty. I'm kind of adding it a little bit to the bronzer and I'll take it on the neck a little bit, but oh God, that blended so beautifully. Very silky formula, very similar texture, if not identical. Not obviously it can't be identical, but so similar to the concealer. If you guys are familiar with the concealer, I love the packaging. First impressions are really, really good of this blush. I'm kind of blown away right now. That looks really, really good. I'm just gonna blend out everything a little bit more. Sometimes I take my brush that I applied my bronzer with and like there's really not much of anything on here at this point, but I kind of take it and any of the areas without like bronzer or blush can sometimes look a little bit bare after I do my bronzer and blush just because I use a lot of bronzer and blush typically. So I'll take that brush and kind of like blend out a little bit and it just makes everything look a little bit more seamless. And I actually blended away my concealer a little bit. So I'm gonna add a smidge more of that. I don't even know if I need like any concealer right now. Like because we have so many more sheer layers, I think the concealer coverage, like it's not, I think it's pretty good. So I think we'll keep that for now. What do you guys think about the brows? Like, do they even really need filled in? Typically, I would fill in this area, but I think it did. Like, that stain did a good job of filling that in. This is the second time I tried it. I think it looks really nice. It honestly makes me like really excited. So I'm just gonna set them in place with the Roman Han All Brow. The lovely Shelby Wilson came out with her collaboration with Mob Beauty. I've been a fan of the cream clay eyeshadows for a while, but they're all, let's not drop them right now. They're all matte, and she came out with 2 sparkle shades with them. But here's the thing, they're not really sparkle. They're just like, well, I guess, I don't know if do they call them sparkle? They're luminous. They're more luminous shades. So I thought we could apply them together today. I did already do a reel on these. This is M146 and then M145. Let me give you guys some quick swatches here. I think that both shades are so beautiful paired together. I'm gonna take the M146, right? Yes, on a brush. And I'm just gonna start more so on like the outer corner, just to give us a little bit of definition. I want to go with like a really light eye makeup look today because I have a liner that I want to try out. I think I'm gonna do a cat eye. So I just want like, again, like something really light. And that is M146. If you guys are familiar with like the Rituel de Fille Ashen Ember eye sods, this reminds me of like a creamier version of those. This shade in particular, the way I shear it out, kind of reminds me of Half Light. The shades are different, but like the way it translates on my eyes, it just offers this really beautiful kind of taupe definition that I really, really enjoy. Like notoriously on my channel, I really, really like shades like that. And then I'm taking M145 on the rest of the lid. And there it is, like so simple. Again, you could definitely build these up if you want more drama, but that's not what I'm going for today. I got a couple questions about how these wear, and I find when I use one of my matte liquid shadows to prep, these last really beautifully all day. If you don't, then they're gonna crease a little bit more. I think that these are so beautiful if you deal with more texture on your eyelids, because they're just like, they just offer this really pretty effect because they're just very like skin loving. And for the liner, this is the product I wanted to try. The Make Liquid Line Waterproof Tip Eyeliners sent me a bunch of colors, and I am typically a brown shadow liner person. Like, this is what I will do. I will take brown shadow. This is like my trusty 208 from BK. It's like the best eyeliner brush out there. So this is what I'll typically do. Add a little bit of this on the outer corner and just like call it a day. It's so like, it's such like a subtle kind of addition to an eye look. It adds some shape, and I really, really love it. But I've been playing around with these liners, and it's so much easier to do a liquid liner when you have like a shape already down. So that's what I am gonna do today. And this, by the way, is the brown shade, I believe. It's the shade Substellar. Oh no, is this black? No, it's just very dark brown. And then I can actually take the brush that I was using and like finesse it a little bit. I think I don't want it to go out that far, so I might blend that out a little bit. That 2-product method, I think, adds like a really crisp but also more blended kind of look. The brown shadow offers a little bit of softness to the outside of the wing that I think looks really like a little bit more natural. Not that there's anything wrong with a really crisp cat eye, like that's always going to be in style. And I think that that's close enough. So we're just going to roll with it. For the mascara, we have this one from Essence that I've been trying out, the Lash Without Limits mascara in brown. This mascara wand is so flexible. Do you see that? I've also been really liking the Love the Lift from Sephora collection. That one does run a little bit on me, and there is a waterproof version, so I might pick up the waterproof, but I really love the way it looks on the lashes. But I want to keep testing this one out. I like it because it's a little bit cleaner than some of the other Essence mascaras. Like this is a cleaner volume than the Lash Princess, but it's still like you can build it up and get like some good volume. So that's what I've been doing. I'm adding a lot today for whatever reason. Also, I'm getting it on my eyebrow. Very pretty. I really like the way the eyes turned out. All right, everyone. So last up we have the lips. And actually, I have so many K-Beauty lip products that I have been wanting to try. So I definitely need to keep pulling those out and trying them. I also have, though, this Pina Colada lip glaze from Beauty. So I think what I'm gonna do is try this on for you guys and then we'll go in with another product. But I just made Pina Coladas both Friday and Saturday of this weekend. And they were the best Pina Coladas that I have ever made. They were so good and it was really, really simple. And I think I know the trick. The trick is you gotta get a good rum. You gotta add like a lot more than you think, because with pina coladas, everything is so sweet. You really need a good balance. And like a slightly funky rum, I know it sounds weird, it actually really balances it out and makes it taste a little bit fresher. Let me know. Maybe I'll do that at maybe I'll do a little reel on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, by the way. Maybe I'll do a little recipe reel on Instagram if you guys would be for some reason interested in that. Okay, but here it is. I haven't used this yet. Oh, my lips really wanted this hydration. Oh God, that is so pretty. It's such like a beautiful bronzy shade. I don't think it's like necessarily perfect for the shirt I'm wearing, but for the makeup, it's working really well. I will say though that this tastes like exactly like berry fruit by the foot and not like pina colada at all. What is up with that? So pretty though. Like that's with no lip liner. I think we should go with a hydrating lip product, or one that at least attempts at being hydrating, because my lips, I think that I started a new medication and I think it's like taking a toll on my lips. I wonder if I'm sleeping with my mouth open, which I already kind of do because I wear retainers. So I've been loving the Lily Bread balm in apple, like candy apple red. It's upstairs where I would wear it today, but I think instead let's go with this shade. This is from Nature Republic. It's the Honey Melting Lip. And what shade is this? This is Pomegranate. I wanted like a sheer red to kind of like bring everything together. I know this is a little bit more coral than this shade, but so pretty. That is such a pretty shade. I love it. And you know what I think I'm gonna do? Sometimes when I just want to make sure that everything is like cohesive, I'll take a little bit of my blush, especially if I'm wearing a liquid. I'm just gonna take some on a Q-tip and I'm gonna add it. And you can actually do, like, I also do the opposite quite a lot on my channel. You might have seen that, where I'll take my lip and apply it onto my cheeks. But with a really, really balmy product, not, you know, not always ideal, but God, my lips needed this and it looks so pretty. Like you can't even really tell that my lips aren't doing the best. It feels so good when like the hair has been up since you woke up in the morning and then it's finally down. That is a nice feeling. Oh, you guys, there was one more item I kind of wanted to try. It's also from Beauty. It's their Bronze Body Glow Body Oil. But I'm afraid this is gonna get everywhere. Maybe I'll at least put it on like my arm. Now this smells like vanilla. So they call this a lightweight transfer resistant body oil for a bronzy glow. From neck to toe with optical brighteners and bronze blur, even tone and illuminate. All right, well, here goes nothing. I'll add it to this shoulder so you guys can see if it does anything in this arm. It smells really good. It smells like cupcake, but I think they could have done something different with the scent, in my opinion. It smells more like a lip scent than I would necessarily want on my body. I see a little bit of something. It is, oh yeah. It's subtle though, which is kind of nice. Let's do it on this side again. It is subtle, but I kind of like that. You know, I do like that. Yeah, like it's subtle, but it feels really nice going on. It feels kind of like, yeah, like a body oil with a little bit more of a slip. It doesn't feel super oily. I think I would use that again. I think it would be nice for like right out of the shower. I don't mind that actually. And I do notice like a little bit of a tint. I don't think that this is gonna really add a ton of bronze. Like it's not gonna make you look super tan, but I do find like I have a touch more warmth in my skin. So like, you know, I'm just a paler person. And sometimes like, I don't know, the first time you wear shorts after the winter and it's like, whoa, there's some pale legs. I feel like this would kind of come in handy for that. Yeah, I do wish the scent was a little bit different though. And it's a great scent, but again, like very just on the nose vanilla. So I will leave some updates for you guys in the pinned comments. That is all of the new makeup on my face. Make sure you guys are subscribed for the red blush video, but I gotta tell you, I feel like this might be a standout for that video. I'm really excited. You never know with the first impressions video on new makeup, and then sometimes it really works out. And I feel like a lot of these products worked out for me today. So it's just a good feeling. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one.